Well. Man, how are you all feeling today? This story that I'll bring to you is probably the juiciest story that TikTok has ever thrown my way. And normally I don't take TikTok seriously because I think that 95% of the garbage on there is actual brain rot. And the only people that use it on a consistent basis are like actual children that haven't developed frontal lobe all the way. But I couldn't let this story go. Like it's still developing, by the way, right? It's still developing, by the way. But I couldn't let it go by the wayside. And it's the story of Brenay Mayo, TikTok influencer with well over 2 million followers, allegedly you got to throw that word out there. Allegedly getting caught in a megawatt cheating scandal of epic proportions in which she is currently being sued and going to court for. Now, before we take this deep dive into what exactly she's being sued for, just to give you a brief breakdown of Brenay and her content, she's pretty much known for making the typical TikTok content, right? Like she does vlogs. She's known for having these long ass ridiculous nails, as well as having some humongous titties, right? Just to be honest, right? Like she does. She talks about being a woman of God and loving Jesus and all that good stuff, right? She pretty much calls herself a lifestyle creator, like a Christian lifestyle creator, right? Which is honestly so fitting. Like it's all of that is so typical for this rabbit hole of drama that we're about to go into. I mean, now to get into it, Brenay is currently being sued by a woman named Akira Montague for once again allegedly cheating with her husband. Now, at first glance, when you hear about a story like this, many people would assume that this is just a random chick that found out her husband is messing around with, this TikTok influencer and decided to sue her because she's got a little bit of clout. She got some money and wants to take her to the bank, which by all means you can do. Which I honestly didn't even realize that. I didn't even know you could like sue for stuff like this, but whatever. But digging a little deep here, people started to uncover the fact not only is Akira not some random chick, but Brenay and my dog is like going crazy. But Brenay and Akira know each other very well. Now, I normally don't really go to the messy drama, gossipy side of the internet, and I wouldn't have touched this story. I would have just tossed it. I would have just, tossed it up as another bullshit skit or practical joke, just the typical rubbish, the TikTok rubbish. Right? It would have just went right into that TikTok garbage can. But I found out that not only is this situation real, but there are actual court documents that are free for anyone to look at, mind you, that lay out all of this drama. And it's safe to say that these court filings are messier than Pigpen from Charlie Brown. This complaint slash petition was filed on May 28th in Durham County in North Carolina. So basically less than a week ago from the time of this recording. Basically, this whole thing was dealing with a very popular content creator with a huge following. That is really the main reason why I'm even talking about it. Not to mention how massively entertaining this is. But anyway, let's get into these court documents, shall we? Now, obviously, you guys can tell that Trellis's website has the same developers as Craigslist for how god awful their presentation is, but hopefully you guys get the picture. But in the court filings, you can see that the plaintiff, who is obviously Akira, is named, as well as Brenay, who was listed as the defendant. You can also see here in the complaint that it says Akira, the plaintiff, was a faithful and dutiful wife to her husband. It does say that they separated back in March. However, you can also see that it says that the defendant, who's Brenay, knew about Akira's marriage to her husband, who is named in this complaint, and his name is Timothy. What's up, Timothy? But it says that Brenay developed a pretty close relationship with Timothy. And get this, the reason why they developed a close relationship is because Brenay's husband at the time is cousins with Timothy. Yep, you heard that right. This heavy-chested heifer was allegedly sleeping with her husband's first cousin, not some distant, off in the backwoods, back road, never seen or heard from again cousin. No, like both husbands are related to one another. That is just foul. on so many levels. I just can't comprehend it. What makes this even more sinister is that in the court documents, it points out that Akira and Brenay were pretty close as well. They would confide in each other about their marriages. And it also says that Brenay would use the information that Akira would give her to turn around and seduce Akira's husband. I mean, it gets so much more embarrassing. But I mean, just please continue to take this ride with me. There's so much more to get into. We're just getting started. But in the complaint, it says that Tim, who is the plaintiff's husband, obviously was actually Brenay's manager. Brenay would try all sorts of things to try and seduce Akira's husband, like wearing short skirts, bending over in front of him, twirling her hair in a flirtatious manner, flicking her tongue to expose her tongue rings, along with just straight up verbally flirting with him. And what's crazy is that at first, Brenay and her husband would make videos with Akira and Timothy, right? So it was one big old, double marriage, double date kind of thing. But then she would do things like make TikTok videos with just the husband, right? Just Akira's husband without her knowledge or consent. Awful behavior, honestly, by Brenay. And honestly, quite trifling if you ask me. But let's continue. If this chick had no shame, then this definitely highlights it even more, because also in the complaint, it says that Brenay was seen twerking on Akira's husband in her house and would be on social media flirting in the comments with her husband. Brenay would make videos about how she couldn't wait to have Timothy's last name. She talked about how sexy Akira's husband made her feel. And it says that Brenay and Timothy would exchange sexual videos and text messages with each other. Man, this complaint is just spilling all the tea. Like there's more tea in these court documents than the Lipton factory. Like my cup runneth over with so much tea. I've never seen anything so foul from a content creator of this size. Again, this chick has almost 3 million followers on TikTok. That's a lot of fucking people. Now, before I go any further, I do want to mention a few things. One being that the plaintiff's husband, Timothy, is a huge pile of shit for all of this because he is 1000% complicit. He knew what he was doing here, and I don't want to let him off the hook at all. Second, this isn't the first time that Brenay has been in some hot water for something that she's done. Because in the past, Brenay had many of her followers make donations for her to get a breast reduction.
Hi, my babies. The GoFundMe is in my bio right now. I don't need any negative comments. Y'all don't worry about how I look right now. I don't need any negative comments. If you want to donate, go right ahead. Everything is explained in this GoFundMe. Link in bio. I go to my first appointment for my what is it called again, babe? Consultation December 1st. So we'll be there November 30th. So yeah, guys, I'm super excited. So yeah, go ahead and go do what y'all need to do. It's link in bio.
Like I said, she's got some massive knockers. Okay, like I mean, it's I mean we're talking about like like F cups at this point. I mean, it's crazy. But she collected up all this money from her following for a breast reduction and never ended up getting the surgery, like at all. And that's obvious because she's got more jugs on her than a Deer Park water cooler. And third, I don't think Brenay thought this all the way through because Akira's mother, from what she posted on her Facebook, is a fucking lawyer. And not just any lawyer. According to the Facebook post, she's a lawyer that was selected to argue cases in the fucking Supreme Court. Just crazy, folks. But anyway, Brenay is so foul that even in the complaint, it lays out that she even so much as stayed home with the husband when his wife wasn't home. She would make videos talking about how she wanted to have his kids, how much she wanted to be with him, how much she loves him, and will do anything for him, and how he makes her coochie throb. I mean, just craziness. Like, this is someone else's husband that Brenay is talking about. How much more trash can you be? This is why I tell y'all to watch who you follow, especially on a cesspool app like TikTok. One day y'all gonna learn to listen to me, man. One day I will not steer you wrong, I promise. But the complaint also outlines how Brenay would talk about how good the sex was between her and Akira's husband, how she would brag about it and want more of it, talked about how big his penis was. It also outlines how she would constantly talk trash and belittle the plaintiff's marriage with Timothy and basically showed no remorse for helping to fuck it up, basically. And it puts even more information out there that this alleged affair was going on since back in December of last year. Since then, they were going to family gatherings, dinners, holiday parties, sports games, birthday parties. They were doing all of this fucking right under the plaintiff's nose, acting like everything was all good. Man, this is like an episode of like All My Children or something. I mean, this is something straight out of a Tubi movie. This is crazy. Now, obviously, wild shit like this happens all the time, but the fact that it was happening like this and with a content creator with this following, and she was basically making it seem like she was this upstanding Christian woman with all these morals and is a God-fearing woman. Whole time she's doing the devil's work. You just can't make this shit up. She was legitimately trying and ultimately succeeded in trying to move Akira out of the way of her own marriage just to try and take her place. Just absolutely crazy. That's like psychopath shit right there. There's so much more I could point out in these court filings, but you guys get the point. Just a massive piece of shit Brenay and Akira's husband both are. And Akira is suing for $1 million in damages, along with attorney's fees, legal fees, things like that. So it's, you know, all in all around like 1.5, 1.15 or something like that. But it's over $1 million. And honestly, if this is all true, which from what it looks like, you know, I'm pretty much leaning on the side of the wife here, Akira. I feel like it should be more. Brenay allegedly, purposely, tormented, emotionally abused, and just straight up helped to massacre Akira's marriage, all while laughing about it and continuing to fuck her husband in her house. That's like Joker level psychopath villainous behavior right there. That's some shit to get your ass whooped. That's a prison sentence that many women would gladly take if this happened to them with their husbands. And the cherry on top of this already heaping pile of drama is that Brenay divorced her husband to be with Akira's husband. She literally left her own marriage to marry or to try and get with her husband's cousin. I really don't think I covered anything this messy before on my channel, but man, Brenay, you a piece of work, man. You know, now apparently she did go on live. She did go live on TikTok to address the situation, but it's even worse than you're probably imagining. I'm going to show you the video. Now, there is some DMCA going on in the clip, so I will have to probably speed up the video, chop it up, you know, that kind of thing, but here it is.
Correct? Oh, okay. She's been jealous from the get-go. I don't know why y'all believe that, but hey, it is what it is. Jealous of what? Me? Like, I don't understand why y'all don't. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, when we go to court, we will see.
Sick, bro.
It's okay.
Indirectly spoke out, making fake pages and making posts. So technically, she didn't speak out because she knows not to. She gonna look real bad. Bro.
People believe the lies first because that's what they already thought about you. Exactly.
Oh, man. This whole clip was some ghetto bullshit. You sitting up here on the live talking about the situation with the husband right there in the fucking video. You can't make it up, y'all. This is crazy. The whole point of this lawsuit is because you were fucking with a married man and you come on to address the lawsuit saying things like you don't know why people believe what's being said. Meanwhile, you are literally sitting with the guy in your live stream. He's sitting right next to you. He's not Casper the Friendly Ghost, ma'am. We can see him and hear him. Now, let's play devil's advocate here, right? Because I already know there's going to be people in the comments on bullshit. So let's just say that this guy and his wife were having issues and they decided to break up and separate, split up, whatever. Then Brenay and the husband get together. You're literally still wrong as hell. You are still sleeping with your husband's cousin. You still befriended a woman only to fuck her husband multiple times in her house. You still were buddy with this man's wife, cooking, making videos all in her house, knowing that you were intimate with her husband. So it doesn't matter if him and Akira were broken up, if him and the wife were broken up, separated. Shit, it doesn't even matter if him and his wife went and got a full-blown divorce, you're still wrong. There is no scenario where this shit is acceptable. And it's always the side chicks, it's always the side chicks that think the wife or the main girl is jealous, because she isn't just sitting to the side with her fingers crossed and graciously taking your disrespect on the chin. And they confuse it with jealousy. That just doesn't make any sense. How is the wife supposed to be jealous over her husband? You can't make the wife jealous over something she already got. Like, there's an unspoken rule that your friends' partners are off limits. Whether you are a girl or a guy, off limits, man. There's billions of people on this planet. You can't find somebody else to fuck? I don't care if I knew one of my friends' wives for years, even before they got with their husbands. They would have a better chance of me running them over with my SUV than me trying to hit them up and talk to them like Brenay was doing. It ain't happening. It doesn't matter if you got with that man today or when he was with his wife, you still had eyes for your husband's cousin. You still had eyes for another woman's husband, a woman who you claimed was a close friend to you, a confidant, right? Somebody you confided in. Man, that's all I got to say on this matter. This story was a doozy and is currently trending on Twitter right now, and people are ripping Brenay a big one, and deservedly so. And Timothy is getting pressed too. He's getting his ass cooked too, as they both should, because, it's just some crazy shit. But anyway, that's all I got to say on this ghetto ass love story. Please leave a like on this vid, and also don't forget to subscribe for the one time. People got some nerve, boy. Man. Peace.